That was really loud. What is going on, you absolutely beautiful people? I forgot my mouse. I knew that there was something that I forgot. My name is Justin. Today we are listening to Talking Heads with their song Houses in Motion. This is off of their album Remain in the Light, released in 1980. Not released. I don't even know what that means. So, listen, I told you guys on the last song, Once in a Lifetime, that I've definitely started to understand this album, right? Like, definitely. And I'm really enjoying it now. Can I tell you, for the past, 2 weekends, I guess, I've been putting this album on, of course, until the, last song that we've heard here on the channel. I've been putting the album on, like, in the morning, Saturday morning, so my wife and I are eating breakfast, and we're just grooving in our chairs. Like, it's just good dance music. Like, it's just good rhythm to have in the back, you know? Like, I'm enjoying it. Now that I kind of understand its place and what I should expect from it, it's definitely catching on. So let's get into Houses in Motion. Let's see where these houses go. My fan's not hitting me at all, and I can already feel the heat in this room starting to rise up. But let's get into the song. This is Talking Heads with Houses in Motion.
For a long time I felt without style or grace, wearing shoes with no socks in cold weather. I knew my heart was in the right place. I knew I'd be able to do these things. As we watch him digging his own grave, it was important to know that was where he's at. Can't afford to stop. That is what he believed. He'll keep on digging for 1,000 years.
I'm walking in life. I'm thinking about take motion. I'm walking in life. Just spinning enough to be living. Get out of the way. No time to begin. This isn't the time. So nothing was done. Not talking about nothing at all. Not turning around. No trouble at all. You notice there's nothing around you. I'm walking alive. Keep fighting me song.
Never get to say much, never get to talk. Tell us a little bit, but not too much. Right about then, it's where she give up. She has closed her eyes. She has give up hope.
I'm walking alive. I hate to be dreaming in motion. I'm walking alive. Just barely enough to be living. Get out of the way. No time to begin. This isn't the time. So nothing was done. Not talking about not many at all. I'm turning around. No trouble at all. I'm keeping my fingers behind
Okay, so if you're listening to this album and you come across this song, this is the song that I would imagine is like that slower song in the album, right? This is the one that kind of take the energy down, likes to come down just a little bit, dim them just a tad, and this is the song that would come in, Houses in Motion, because it still grooves very hard, but it definitely slows things down in the tempo department. Now, the most interesting thing in that song to me is whatever wind instrument I initially thought that was, because I had no idea what that is. It sounds like a horn of some sort. So I looked it up really quick while I was listening to it, and I'm assuming, based on what I heard, that it's John Hassel on the trumpets and horns. Okay? Now, here's an interesting thing about Mr. Hassel. Hassel was an American trumpet player and composer. He is best known for developing the concept of fourth world music, which describes, this is really important, a unified primitive slash futurist sound, combining elements of various world ethnic traditions with modern electric techniques. Okay, as I read that listening to the song, because I did pull that up really quick and, kind of made that connection, wow, it totally matches so well with the concept of what Talking Heads are doing here in the album Remain in the Light. Because as you guys have mentioned, as I've seen here on the album and on the information, they're influenced by artists such as Fela Kuti, right? African, not traditions, but African rhythms and music and world music. So with that trumpet and the way that it's being played, it plays so earthly. Just the quiet wailing, it reminds me a lot of certain musicians that would be involved in David Sylvian's music and his solo work, whom I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but they play like the flugelhorn and soft wailing and lonely tones like that. I love Hassel's work here. I think that is my, well, it is my favorite thing in this track. Just the way that it's so softly blown, it almost doesn't sound completely like a trumpet to me. It almost has a flute-like flavor, and yet at the same time, it does sound familiar. Like, he really does have a very interesting technique here. That is so cool. Like, I can imagine, and you guys tell me what you think, of course. Do you guys think that that sound is annoying? Or do you think it's awesome in the way that it matches with the tone? Because I definitely think that adds a big flavor to this song. I think that's the curry of this dish. Because I can understand perhaps like how that sound might kind of sound annoying. Maybe it sounds like someone who needs to change their brakes on their car. To me, it sounds like earthly and flavorful tones from the trumpet. And then I like hear the way that the voices overlap each other. Still retaining the same energy that we've heard throughout this album, but just taking everything back a little bit. You still got that tasty bass, great guitar licks. Like, you still have all that. It's just pulled back a little bit, like a pulled pork. Now, if we're getting into the lyrics here, I really need to grab my mouse, by the way. It's so annoying having to use the trackpad. For a long time, I felt without style or grace, wearing shoes with no socks in cold weather. I knew my heart was in the right place. I knew I'd be able to do these things. And as we watch him digging his own grave, it is important to know that was where he's at. He can't afford to stop. That is what he believes. He'll keep on digging for 1,000 years. He's digging his own grave. He's going through certain motions. He's stuck in a certain path that's only leading to his own grave. I'm walking a line. I'm thinking about empty motion. I'm walking a line just barely enough to be living. Get out of the way. No time to begin. This isn't the time, so nothing was done. Not talking about, not many at all. I'm turning around, no trouble at all. You notice there's nothing around you. I'm walking a line, divide and dissolve. So he's walking a line, and he says it's barely enough to be living. So what is this line? He tells people to get out of the way. He tells people that there's not enough time. He's not turning around. He's going to keep on moving forward. And he says, you notice there's nothing around you. I'm walking a line, divide and dissolve. So it's almost like his life is on a certain path, and other people can't see what he's perhaps trying to do, but he's intently focused on whatever his end goal is as he's walking this straight line. There is no going back. He's strictly moving forward. And even if other people don't understand what he's doing, he knows that he has to do what he has to do. Never get to say much, never get to talk. Tell us a little bit, but not too much. Right about then is where she gave up. She closed her eyes. She has given up hope. But when I'm thinking about houses in motion, a house is not something that moves. A house is your home. It is stationary. You go there, that is your safe place, that is your harborage. So a house doesn't move. Yet he's saying that houses in motion. So taking that safety, perhaps a risk in leaving your comforting zone or your comfort zone and going somewhere else. Taking your risk and moving it somewhere else. Uprooting yourself from one place to another. I feel like as the title says, and as the message kind of says, it's about motion. And this is a song that also puts you in motion. Let me know what you guys thought. You can join me on Twitter in the comments below. I hope that you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for being here as always, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.